Good afternoon. This September the 8th meeting of the Board of Trustees for the Burleson Independent School District is now called to order at 5:30 p.m. This meeting was duly posted according to legal requirements and a quorum is present. We welcome employees and guests to the meeting. Ashley, do we have any cards? All right, thank you. Okay, board encourages public comments during the public comment section of the meeting, and anyone wishing to speak must fill out a card prior to the meeting. Comments are limited to 5 minutes per person, and the public comment section will be limited to no more than 30 minutes. The board may not discuss any issues that are not posted on our agenda. The board may defer agenda item discussions until the appropriate time during the meeting. The board asks citizens not present complaints or concerns regarding individual employees or students at this time, as the district has a complaint policy that must be followed before the concern is addressed to the board. All right, so I would like to call Helen Kerwin.
Well, thank you, Superintendent and board members. I'm thrilled to be here, and thank you for letting me come and give you a quick legislative update with 5 minutes. I am going to hurry.
And
Okay.
5 minutes, and I will try to give you a 1 or 2 minute
Okay.
heads up if
Awesome.
I can, all
Okay.
right?
Yes, and I'll go really fast. We just finished the 89th legislative session, just finished 2 special sessions. And I know that, just to give you an introduction of what you're probably going to anticipate I'm going to say, because the caucus was split at the beginning and we had a quorum walkout at the end, that it looked like it probably was going to be a mediocre at best session. I think you're going to be surprised with what I'm going to tell you, what we actually got done. So I'm going to tell you 3 things: what we did well, mixed results, what the bad bills were, and what we should have passed, and hopefully I think we will pass the next session. So what went well? Border security. We authorized cooperation finally between the feds and the state we didn't have during the Biden years. So now we have a really, really secure force on the border. Hostile foreign nation ban, I call it the China land grab ban. We passed the strongest bill in America. No one can buy or lease Texas farmlands or ranch lands. So we're really, really proud of that. Grid security, we took tangible steps protecting critical infrastructure. We didn't go as far as we wanted to, but it's a good start. We passed the 10 Commandments. That was a 6-hour debate, but we got it done. Election integrity, we passed 2 good bills. Number 1, if anyone involved in the election, candidate, poll watcher, counter, observes any irregularity, they can go right to the Secretary of State. No layers of bureaucracy on the local level. And the other election integrity one we passed, the AG now can get involved to go ahead and hear cases. So we're thrilled about that. Parental rights in the public school, I think a lot of you will probably be interested in our school choice, and I will get back to that and what happened on that. But we did, as far as parental rights in the school, we passed about 5 bills. Parents now have the right to go in the library, ask for curriculum, express opinions about religion, classroom discipline. We did a lot of parental and teacher bills, and I'll get to that later. We banned red flag laws. They wanted that the grassroots have wanted that a long time. Mixed results. School choice. A lot of mixed results. This district, District 58, voted by 76% to support the concept. So it did get passed. I still have a few concerns about the vendors, although we finally did get in the bill that there has to be at least one RFP, one request for proposals on vendors or curriculum or anything. You just can't reuse vendors, so I thought that was really good. High school civics. We now have a bill where civics and a financial class before they graduate will be required.
Ms. Kerwin, there's about a minute left.
Oh, okay, bad bills. Number 1 was the $300 million for Hollywood. I voted against it. Why should we spend your tax dollars on a Hollywood industry coming to Texas from California? Attempt to advance the LGBT agenda, pass the House, got killed in the Senate. Massive budget growth, which I voted against the budget because it grew almost 8%. What bills should have passed? Proof of citizenship. We need to pass that. Ban on taxpayer-funded lobbying, ban on drag queen story time, library pornography, repeal of the STAR test. We did at 10 o'clock on our last night and replaced it with 3 very short assessment tests. And the reason we like that, and I was on the pub ed committee, so I kept hearing teachers, we teach to the tests, STAR tests, stress, kids. These 3 tests are short, fall, winter, spring. So after the fall test in the winter, teacher can go, well, we're doing well in literacy, but we're not doing well in math. So it gives the teacher accessibility as well as the students. I loved that part of the bill. Okay, so what on education reform, am I down to, okay.
Sorry, somebody changed my tone. Somebody changed my ringtone on my phone.
Oh,
I have a lot
okay.
of children. May we give Ms. Representative Kerwin about 1 more minute? Is that okay to wrap up? Please,
Okay.
take 1 more minute.
Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, this is the most important, HB2, the education reform bill. And the reason why I think it's the most important, we listened to over 105 hours of witnesses. We had teachers, we had all educators, we had superintendents, we had parents, we had students. Everything as a new member that I heard was the teachers are not being recognized. They're not, we can't retain them, we can't recruit them. We need to focus on the teachers. This bill does it. We call it the teacher bill. We didn't give anyone in administration a raise. We drew the line. All of the teachers in non-administrative, so your cafeteria leaders and your bus drivers, they're all going to get a raise. Here's the neat thing about the bill is we divided rural, mid-size, as opposed to large urban. And we gave raises to the rural schools and the mid-sized schools to recognize them 3-year, 5-year, to keep them there. Another thing that I love is they're permanent raises. It's not a bonus. We need to keep growing on the recognition of teachers. We gave $300 million to small and mid-sized schools. I'm trying to hurry. $850 million for special ed. We learned over and over that if the child does not read by 3rd grade, 8 years old, his success as an adult drops by 50%. So we focused on early education. We're funding pre-K, full pre-K, early education. We are, instead of basic allotment, instead of throwing it all in one bucket, we picked extra buckets. We picked the teacher raises. We picked the special ed program is growing. We picked the pre-K, performance-based increases. I love that. You're really good teachers. Pay them more. It's a merit-based system. $500 million for non-administrative raises. Rural teachers get a pay raise up to $8,000 to keep them. Targeted to support to retain teachers. Every eligible teacher in every ISD will get a permanent raise. That's the beauty of this. Now, I know $8.5 billion sounds like a lot of money, but 2 things. Number 1, it doesn't come from property taxes. This bill is from general revenue along with the ESA bill. And it tries to give you support whereby you can do this every fiscal year. So, questions? I'm under my minute? Okay.
Thank you, Representative Kerwin. And by the way, we're not allowed by law to ask questions in public comment. No, ma'am.
Okay,
So please do not take that as a sign of disrespect, okay? But we do appreciate you coming in and what you had to share.
Well, thank you so much. As your representative, I need to let you know what's going on in Austin. I did not have a clue until I got down there. No, we don't have time. But I have left detailed information for school choice, your property tax, and your budget. And also, here are your ISD steps. Easy service. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Representative Kerwin. Thank you.
And there's a lot up here, if anyone out here wants.
Okay, at this time, the Board of Trustees of the Burleson Independent School District will adjourn into closed session at 5:41 p.m. for the purpose of consideration of matters for which closed sessions are authorized by Title V, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code .071-.084, whereupon the superintendent, at the request of the President of the Board of Trustees, will present for the board's consideration or discussion the following matters. Consider teacher administrator employment or other appropriate personnel matters. Deliberate a negotiated contract for a prospective gift or donation. Deliberate the use of security personnel devices and/or audits. Intruder detection audit. Deliberate a matter regarding a student or student discipline. Deliberation regarding real property or consultation with attorney. So at this time, we go into closed session. The Board of Trustees of the Burleson Independent School District will reconvene in open session at 6:40 p.m. We have one item to take care of from the closed session. It's a motion. I recommend that the Board of Trustees grant to the Board President the authority to approve new hires between now and the next regular meeting in October. The Board will consider ratifying those hires at the next meeting. Do I hear a motion? Okay, Ryan, second. Dallas, thank you. All in favor? The motion passes. Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Everybody okay? All right. I know. What? We're having too much fun. Okay, next, I need a motion that the Board of Trustees adopt the order of items for the September 8th, 2025 agenda as presented. I hear a motion. Mike, second. Pat, all in favor? Motion passes. Now it's time for our special recognitions with Dr. Hill.
Good evening, everyone. Is this on? Okay. So tonight, if you can feel it, feels like the IQ level has come up a bit in the boardroom. I'm going to begin by, we've got two items, and it is not just Dr. Jimerson. So we have two items on our agenda for tonight, and I'm going to turn the rest of the show over to Dr. Pierce.
Good evening, Dr. Jimerson and board. Tonight we have two special recognitions. The first, we will honor our Lone Star Leadership Academy program, and I'll invite Luke Chandler to come on up. He represented Burleson ISD in the annual Lone Star Leadership Academy presented through Education in Action. These outstanding students from Texas meet for a week of fun, learning, leadership development, and you work on collaboration, motivation, creativity, communication, teamwork, and action. Please join me in honoring Luke for his accomplishments.
Hey, buddy, congratulations.
Our next recognition will honor the highest level of performance on our college board exams from high school students. Tonight we're going to represent two groups of students for you to acknowledge their achievements. Our first group was a part of the graduating class of 2025. They are off living their best life and doing wonderful things. So we have, they are, and we have a presentation that will honor them tonight. These students are given the award for participating in the AP Capstone program, which consists of seminar and AP research. These are project-based courses and classes that then you go on to take the AP exam. To be honored tonight, you would have to have a 3 or higher on both exams, as well as a 3 or higher on additionally 4 AP exams. So we are proud of their hard work, and we want to honor their success tonight. So this is the 2025 AP Capstone Diploma Award winners who have already graduated. We would also like to honor a student who has achieved this AP Capstone Diploma Award at the end of their junior year. Please come forward, Kay Jones from CHS. We have yet to have a junior receive this award, so congratulations.
Until today.
Until today.
Did you want to get in the pick or not? I'm going to put inviting you if you just. Aaron? Sure, just come on down front. Got that right there. Awesome. Okay, well done, bud.
Stay up there because you're going to be part of the next round as well.
Yeah, just hang out, man. Stay up here with me.
Our second group of students are those who earned the AP Scholars Distinction Recognition. This is AP Scholar and Distinction is the highest level of AP awarded. We have, in order to earn this, you have to have 3.5 out of 5 score on all AP tests and a score of 3 or higher on 5 or more AP tests. And tonight I'm going to present our 29 students that earned this distinction. From CHS, we have Hudson Bracken. Come on up. Sorry, come on up. Adeline Daly. Ferris Hamadeh. Kay Jones. Emily Pavlovsky. Braxton Puryear. Iha Ray. Krishner Salato. Haley Vega. And Gabriela Villafin. This is all of CHS.
Hey,
2 rows. We're gonna
are
have
we
to.
good or do we need to scooch?
Blue dress, can you come on this side?
Are we good?
And then do you want him to step forward? There we go. And then can you see Stacia? Okay.
Got it?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Hurry up, Puryear. Is that it? Congratulations, everyone.
And now we will honor our BHS students. Joshua DeWald. Luke Folks. Samantha Gonzalez.
Come over here with that shirt on.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Micah Mitusawa. Anna Newton. Elora Sanders. Sophia Wason. Colin Williams. And Macy Williams.
You want 2 rows or just a U, maybe?
If everybody kind of squeezes in, we should be okay.
Act like you like each other.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Get it? Yeah. Did I get it? And thank God for being here. Congratulations. Well done. Hard work paid off.
And we'd also like to end by recognizing, you guys can work your baby back, but thank you to the parents and teachers again for all of the hard work that involves.
Okay, now it's time for comments from individual board members. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say? Of course. Ms. Pat?
Well, I'm just excited about the new clinic. I went over and toured it before we opened, and y'all need to make a trip over there to see. That is so nice. We really, it reminded me of after they redid Fraser and turned it into STEAM, and the footprint's the same, but nothing looks the same on the inside. And thank you to our where's our nurse? There Courtney. She is, Courtney. Yes, because she met me over there and gave me the grand tour. So, and we've got students or people over there now. So, awesome.
And by the way, she called and wanted to see it. We were not trying to exclude anyone else. I was not trying to exclude.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. You see what you did?
You know, that's what happens when you don't have a spouse and you're retired. You think of things.
So, Nurse Peets, Courtney Peets, will be glad to take anyone and everyone on a tour to go check out the place. I have not been on a tour yet either because I haven't been invited. Apparently, I'm not as cool as Miss Pat. So, I know. I don't even want to see it anymore. So, anyway, Nurse Peets. All right.
I will say, when I drove in tonight, I noticed the building, and I was parking, and I thought, you know, it's both exciting and maybe a little humbling to realize that we're just used to excellence now. That's kind of how we do things, and you don't expect anything different, and every one of y'all deliver all the time, and so it's never a surprise. Thank you.
Speaking of excellence, I had a wonderful opportunity on Friday to visit Norwood Elementary because they were celebrating the opening of their food pantry that is in their building on their campus. It's a partnership with Tarrant Area Food Bank. It is incredible. I was blown away, first of all, by the inventory of foods that were there. And those foods are available for people in our community that are in need. And I think that's something that we tend to not really be aware of in the same way that we should be, that there are a lot of our families in need. And those families It is a beautiful site. It is just gorgeously appointed. It's welcoming. And the foods, huge refrigerators that have been donated, freezers, produce, fresh produce. And this was brought up while I was there, and it's a very important fact that sometimes when foods are given to families, we assume they live in a home where they have a refrigerator, they have an oven, they have a range where they can cook or heat even the foods we give. They were made aware we have a number of families in our community that don't have a kitchen because of where they're living, maybe in a car, in a hotel. And so guess what they have? They have foods that are safe on the shelf, that do not need refrigeration, that can be eaten and utilized by families who don't have those appliances available. So it was not only a wonderful experience, but I can tell you it was an eye-opener for me. And I encourage any of you to go and see what's going on at Norwood Elementary. And I want you to know, Ms. Boer, great job. We do a lot of things in our schools, and we know that curriculum and academics and all of those things are important. But we do a lot of things extra, and those are equally as important. And thank you so much for making us very, very proud.
Yeah, I just want to tag on to that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the counselor at Norwood, Sarah Peters, wrote a grant for those things. Is that correct? Okay.
I was gonna say, I knew we had a local
Yes.
food partner, Golden State Foods. Now, they have a manufacturing plant or a distribution plant? Is it manufacturing? I thought it was too. Packaging? Okay, but they're the local food distributor packaging plant here partnering with Tarrant Area Food Bank, and us. And it's a great partnership all the way around, public, private, taking care of those in need, so. And then the Tarrant area, I guess the refrigerators and things like that, so, and then we provide the space and help to get the food to who it needs to get to. So it's a great partnership. Great partnership. And I was even going to say, I was going to ask you, say, Sam, it's Golden State Foods. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And Jerry, something else that happened, Yvonne had invited me, well, she invited all of us, but I got to go to the.
Are you
No,
talking about
she
Yvonne?
didn't.
Who's
No,
Yvonne? You talking about
cut
Yvonne?
that out.
Yvonne.
Yeah,
Where's
Yvonne.
Yvonne?
Yes. To honor recognize our students that are both English and another language. I can't even speak in English, and here they can do it in two of them. But anyway, it was so awesome, and the families that showed up for that, that was really special to get to see those kids. And the young lady that spoke, that sixth grade young woman, that girl, she gave her speech in English, and then she did it in Spanish, and she had the motions to go with it. She had the articulation much better than me. I mean, which isn't saying a whole lot. But anyway, she was amazing at sixth grade. It was just such an uplifting experience to get to go to that. We've got good stuff here. Thank you, Ashley. Good grief. Who's on the end? Stacy, thank you. I'm feeling my birthdays today. Anyway, it's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is safety, security, and intruder detection audit update with Mr. Steve Logan.
Brief. TEA has not started our random intruder detection audits yet, and we haven't really done any major
I
upgrades.
spoke to them today,
Yes, sir.
so now they can start.
It'll start soon, but it hadn't started yet. And we haven't made any other major changes or upgrades since our last meeting, so my only update tonight is that I have no update.
No news is good news today.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, board members should have received the consent agenda in their packets, and I need a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda as presented. Now, hear a motion? Ryan, do I hear a second? Dallas, thank you. All in favor? All right, I see none opposed, motion passes. Now it's time for the monthly financials with Ms. Brenda Mize.
Dr. Jimerson, colleagues.
Hey Brenda, high five.
I'm going to work this with my left hand. Still better than Tommy with his right hand. Wow. Sorry. That just came out. I'm sorry. And I need your help tomorrow, and I feel like I might have
By the way,
lost that.
he does have the microphone in a few minutes, just saying.
I know. But I would never mess with Tommy of all people, too. That was a terrible mistake. Okay, so we are into the 25-26 school year. So this is July, so we have put that in the past. Now we're moving on to 25-26. Revenues at $200,000, similar to last year. We don't receive a whole lot of revenue the month of July. And then our expenditures are at $3.6 million. For food service, we do have revenues that are a little bit over $12,000, and then our expenditures at $31,000. For debt service, same thing. We just receive a few tax information or tax revenues at $106,000, and then we made our debt payment $13.8 million. So it's due on August 1st. We always do it on July 31st just to make sure they get it on time. We send it at the very end of the day on July 31st to make sure it's received. And then special revenues, we're at 50.5%. We cleaned this up a little bit. We've had some that have fallen off because of the end of the school year. But if you see here, when we go through, we've expended year to date at $6.2 million. Childcare. We just received a few of the payroll deductions, so we're a little over under 2,000, excuse me, for revenues, and then expenditures at 22,000. Capital projects, which is oil and gas. If you see up here, we just have our interest revenue. We did not receive our royalty until August, so it's just blank for the month of July. It'll catch up once August comes around. And then our expenditures at $30,455. That includes the Mound Gym on that, so you'll see that on our capital outlay. So beginning balance, $14,099,000. Once you add the revenues and take out the expenditures, we're at $14.1 million.
Hey, Steve, let's get, maybe next month, get up here and see some pictures of the Mound Gym and the progress. I don't know that everybody's been by there yet, but it's really coming along pretty nicely, and the new awnings and the things that are already started, so they're kind of cool.
They poured the roof on Friday. So it's concrete roof, and so they're doing that this Friday.
Very nice. So you're gonna take some pics, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Wear your hard hat.
Yes, I told him next
Yes.
week come get me, and I would like to.
Safe.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
take the tour next week.
Awesome. Maybe we get some pics, kind of see some updates. That'd be kind of cool.
Payments over $10,000, if you'll see in your packet, they're listed out. So this is the time of the year, right when July comes in, then everybody wants to spend their money because we're going into the new year and we have to get open for school, so.
Really shouldn't do that, because that is really. Yeah.
Right. So, so, I don't know what else to do, Tommy, where am I? So I'm just like, I don't know what to
Put
do.
lamb chop away.
It's like, did you see me do the pledge? I'm like, I pledge allegiance.
What, are you gonna walk like an Egyptian or what?
I'm uncomfortable and I'm sensitive, and you guys are making fun of me.
Hey, lamb chop, let's
I
go.
was like, anyway, back to this. Payments over $10,000. Mostly out of 199, some special revenue funds. We have our IMAP money, so we start ordering textbooks, and then our construction and workers' comp. If you have any questions, please let me know. And then our tax report. As I mentioned earlier, our collections, $53,000 for M&O in July, $34,000 for INS, for a total of $87,000 for the month of July. And then our construction update. So as we spoke earlier, the clinic is complete and looks great. It's exciting. So Courtney will be ready to give you.
And Dr. Rashad is over there full-time now.
Yeah.
Seen him on the sidelines at all the games, and which has been very nice to have him out there. He's got his BISD med program shirt on the sidelines, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
very, very nice. And I think some of us got trained on using the X-ray machine. Did you get trained?
I got partially trained. I
Partially
got turned
trained?
on.
Slow learner?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Kinda.
All right. But I know we were getting some of our folks trained and understanding, and we'll be, we can use that, especially on Friday nights, if and when we have some issues, that we can run our students over there and hopefully rule out that kind of injury without having to do more. So it's pretty cool.
And then Mound, like we mentioned, we're
It's coming along.
in the midst of it, yeah.
Looking sharp. And that awning out there looks pretty nice
Yeah.
too.
It's a
I
very
think.
nice
What do you
building.
think?
Yeah,
You think it looks pretty good?
we're waiting on the signing, where it says Mound on it, but yeah.
It's coming.
And then
It's coming.
windows and.
Oh, when those,
Over
I'm telling
Thanksgiving
you.
break, hopefully.
Listen, when those, whatever's up there now come down and the windows go in, I think it's gonna transform the look of that campus.
It will.
I'm
it will.
excited for that campus. It's overdue. We got Norwood, now we're getting Mound, so.
Very exciting. And that is all for the financials. I just have one action item.
Okay, thanks, Brenda. Yes, next, we need to consider adoption of the tax rate.
Yes. So I have one slide for this. Back in June, we did our required posting for this. It's got to be a public hearing, and we did that because we adopt the budget in June, and so we post the tax rate. We posted at 1.2552, and it's going to remain the same. So what happens is, the reason we don't adopt it until August or September is because we, as school districts, in July, we have to wait for certified values. We report our certified values to the state, and the state gives us our Tier 1 tax rate. So they mandate that for us, and they have since 2020 to 2021. So we wait until they give us our tax rate, we compile that together, and then we bring it here. So they did not make any changes. When we reported, they took into account the 140,000 exemption, so I think that played into it. That won't go to vote till November, but I think they feel very confident that it'll pass because it's a huge benefit to homeowners. So a lot of school districts in the state of Texas did not have a tax rate change, and we're one of those that fall into that. So we're at the 1.2552. When you go through and you read the resolution, as you will, Ms. McNair, it says that there's a slight increase, and the reason is for that is they compare the no new revenue rate compared to the tax rate that we're at existing, and so there is a slight increase. But we have to have that verbiage because it's mandated. It's different for school districts because we have state funding that comes into play, which is why the state gives us the tax rate, right? It all makes sense. So we have to have that in our verbiage, but the tax rate remains the same as it was in the prior year.
Okay, so basically what she's gonna read is the no new revenue tax rate, I believe. In other words, our tax rate is remaining the same, as you can see. Yet, what you are going to read says that we are raising taxes. Okay? It's because the rate, the property values have gone up. And at that same rate, there are additional taxes that will be raised at that rate. So it does go up as far as the tax collection. The rate itself has remained constant. Back to, who told us, let me ask you this, where did that $1.2552 come from?
TEA mandates our Tier 1 tax rate.
TEA sent that to us and directs us to adopt this tax rate, correct?
Our Tier 1, yes, sir.
If we were to not adopt this tax rate, would we be in violation of the TEA directive?
Yes,
Could they potentially sanction us, certainly financially?
yes. We would be penalized.
So in other words, we have to set this rate because the state told us to set this rate.
Yes.
Yet we're going to read something that says that we locally are raising the taxes,
Just
even
says there's a
though
slight
they
increase.
told us
Yes,
this is the rate we have to set.
yes.
Okay, so I am clear on that, correct?
Yes, you are
Okay,
clear.
so we really, as far as meaningful discretion to set the tax rate, this board doesn't have a whole lot of discretion, do they?
No,
No, they don't. All right, I was just verifying that.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to need a motion that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of $1.2552, which is effectively a 4.22% increase in the tax rate. Do I hear a motion?
Yes.
Stacy, second. Mike, okay, all in favor? See none opposed, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
And that brings us to our remaining action items this evening. First up is Dr. April Shirelli to consider approval of district and campus performance objectives.
Hello, Dr.
Every year I come to you at this time of year with our district improvement plan as well as our campus improvement plans. All of those have gone through the District Education Improvement Committee or Campus Education Improvement Committees. They have all agreed to them. There are no major adjustments or changes this year. As you can tell, for the last several years, we want to keep our plans going in the same direction. Our principals have done a fantastic job with their staff and their teachers of really staying focused and keeping ahead student growth, student achievement, keeping that at the forefront, as well as taking care of all of our students in other ways. And you hear some of that and have seen some of that in their improvement plans that I have in y'all's board books. You'll see little slight things that each one of them do different, but they have all turned those over, and I'm here to ask for you to approve those plans so they can get to work.
Not that they're not already getting to work.
No, they're working already, correct.
Theoretically.
They've been very busy for the last long time.
I
wanna
know
say
they
that.
have. As a matter of fact, between your reports, Bird's reports, and what I've seen, man, y'all are getting after it early. I
They
like
are,
it.
they are. It's been a very smooth start. We're very blessed to have them.
Good job. Okay, and now I need a motion that the Board of Trustees approve the district and campus performance objectives as presented in the district and campus improvement plans. There a motion? Pat, you. Dallas, second. All in favor? See none opposed, motion passes. Thank you, April. Okay, next, we need to consider revisions to local policy EFB with Dr. Tommy Dyer.
Let's see, maybe you can help me with the. Wow.
Hey, Brenda, I got you.
I'm not sure how to work this thing, but,
Use your left hand.
that's well, I'll have to use my left hand. Never gonna let Brenda hear the end of that one. Before we get to Senate Bill 12, the first thing to do is to discuss what actually Senate Bill 13 did. You just heard a minute ago about you not having a whole lot of local control. That's true right here. TASB finally gave us a edited version of EFB local, which is to comply with Senate Bill 13's changes regarding library materials. You have that in your packet. Again, there's not much to do here. Senate Bill 13 tells us what we have to do. TASB has written the draft. It's here. We just need you to adopt it, and this is another emergency adoption, so that it goes into place right now. That's all I have on that one.
So consistent with board policy BF local, I move that the board approve an emergency adoption of revisions to local policy EFB as presented, and we'd like to make that motion. All right, Ryan, do I hear a second? Sean? All right, all in favor, raise your right hand. See none opposed, the motion passes. Okay, so the last item for the evening is to consider certifying Senate Bill 12 compliance.
Yes, so Senate Bill 12 is a significant, a lengthy bill, and it has many small changes and some major ones. We'll cover the highlights, and then we'll ask you to certify compliance by adopting the resolution. The resolution was drafted by TASB to assist us in this process. But let's hit the highlights of Senate Bill 12. The big highlight, to start off with, the law says that it is protecting the right of parents to direct the moral and religious training of their children. And that's what they say their goal is. So the first thing, except as required by state or federal law, a school district may not assign diversity, equity, and inclusion duties to any person. They define that as influencing hiring or employment practices, or promoting differential treatment, developing and implementing policies, procedures, or training programs, all based on race, sex, color, or ethnicity, except as is necessary to comply with federal anti-discrimination laws. That's all we do. We've been doing this for years. We comply with federal anti-discrimination laws. We don't do more. So complying with this is easy. We've been doing it for a long time. Next, we are prohibited from assisting a student enrolled in the district with social transitioning. That is, social transitioning is defined as transition from the person's biological sex at birth to the opposite biological sex, to the adoption of a different name, different pronouns, or other expressions of gender that deny or encourage a denial of the person's biological sex at birth. So they tell us not to do it. We don't. The next one, a school district and other entities may not provide or allow a third party to provide instruction, guidance, activities, or programming regarding sexual orientation or gender identity to students. That is not part of our curriculum, so easy. These are some parent rights. They have the right to withhold consent for or exempt the parent's child from course of study, instructional materials, library materials, health education instruction, instruction regarding sexual orientation and gender identity. That was interesting. We're not allowed to provide instruction on gender identity or sexual orientation. But if we do the thing we're not allowed to do, parents can opt out of the thing that we're not allowed to do if we did it. So
Okay.
that was.
Say that one more time for the slower listeners.
It's just bad writing.
Yes, we know.
They told us that parents can opt out of doing something that we're not allowed to do, which doesn't make any
It
sense.
says we cannot provide instruction in this,
Which we don't.
but if we do,
If we did.
they have
parents
to have a right to be
opt out.
excluded from that.
Yeah, it's good.
Brilliant.
It's good. Right to information about health services, changes to the timeline and process for parental grievances. There's several small changes in there. And then we may not authorize or sponsor a student club based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Okay, then we won't. And one of the interesting things about this is the next provision says subject to subsection B, which that previous bullet point is subsection B. Subject to subsection B, a school district or open enrollment charter school may authorize or sponsor other student clubs. So in other words, we can keep sponsoring the student clubs that we have, which is great news for all the rest of our clubs, especially our very popular clubs, like thesaurus clubs.
What?
Now, some of you might be thinking that you didn't know that we had thesaurus clubs. And you might even suspect that you haven't heard of thesaurus clubs. And you're right, you haven't. The reason is, the first rule of thesaurus club is that you don't mention, discuss, speak, talk, or prattle about thesaurus club.
Maybe by different names.
Very important. So, in the end, we ask you to affirm, attest, confirm, assure, and yes, certify that we are in compliance with Senate Bill 12. Thank you.
That was painful. Painful. Hurtful. Brad Pitt,
In a minute. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. I need a motion that the Board of Trustees approve a resolution certifying compliance with Senate Bill 12 as presented. Do I hear a motion? Sean, do I hear a second? Dallas, all in favor? See none opposed? Motion passes. And with that, that brings us end of our meeting tonight, and this meeting is adjourned, and it is 7:20.